You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's After Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Finding Carter After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Yeah, Kylie.
I'm playing the song that you're hearing right now.
I appreciate it. You got it.
Thank you. I wrote it.
We're recapping episode 4, Now You See Me. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. With me, of course, is Kylie Hodges.
Oh, thank you, Yael.
Say hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
We're super excited to get into this episode, especially because we have the whole after show, one episode. We got this.
You guys got the next 30 and some minutes all about tonight's episode.
Yeah.
You are in for a real treat.
So the episode starts with an art show at the school, which confused us. We were like, is Max at the school now? No, he was just going to the art show.
Max has been tardy for like 3 weeks from class.
He's been absent.
Or he's been absent.
Yeah, he's been
Haven't
showing
been in school
up.
in a while.
So they go to the art show, and I love that Taylor is all like, well, you know, Bird doesn't want me here. She just wants people. She doesn't even care. I'm Taylor. I'm invisible.
Taylor has well, she was the oldest, or is the oldest, kind of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she has like middle child syndrome, kind of. No one ever pays attention to me. Boo hoo.
Well, I mean, Grant
But
also has that syndrome because he's always like, no one notices I'm here.
Basically, they both have been invisible children.
Yeah, no, I believe it. That's
Poor
what
Taylor.
it's like living in that household.
Taylor's the happiest slave
Yeah.
Virginia's ever seen.
That's true.
She's like way too content with her job.
I mean, that's horrible, but it's true.
It is horrible.
So we get to see the unveiling of Bird's masterpiece. And it's, for those who, for whatever reason, don't remember what it is because it's not seared into your brain, it's Carter's face, only half of it is melting off.
It's real creepy.
Yeah. And instead of at that moment having the artist speak about what this painting means and why she did it, they ask Carter what she thinks. And of course she hates it because she's Carter.
What would you do if I revealed that everything in this AfterBuzz studio was actually a picture of you with a hole in your face? How would you feel?
I would ask you what you were trying. Like, that's what bothers me so much about it. It's art. You are clearly, as an artist, trying to tell me something.
Right.
What is it?
If I was Carter, I'd be like, are you going to kill me?
Yeah. Like,
Are you a zombie and you want my brains?
are you trying? So I being the art critic, was like, oh, it's a moment, like it's a message about how Carter's new family is really like sucking the life out of her. That's what I thought. I got so deep into it.
Pretty good.
Right, because Carter was so happy, and then she came back to her real family, and she just feels like she's not herself.
Right. A piece of her is missing.
Yeah. Anyway, so I went real deep.
That's real deep.
And apparently no one else on the show did. And then the next day at school, because Carter, of course, asked Bird to take it down. And Bird, you know, being a good friend, does. And then photocopies it and puts it all over the school. Like a bee.
What? What? Like, when I saw that, I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
I can't even, there are no words for me to describe my confusion and frustration with Bird in this episode.
I don't understand. And still, no one has explained the art.
No.
And no one's asked to have it explained. That's the other thing, is that Carter's not asking what it means, and Bird isn't even bothering to explain.
I'm surprised there wasn't some conversation where it was like Carter and maybe Taylor or Gabe, and she was like, yo, that art piece by Bird is real messed up. Wouldn't you agree? And they'd be like, yeah, that's really strange. Let's talk about why she would do that. Mm-hmm. But you're right. That conversation never existed.
No. Instead, Carter starts tearing stuff down and making a mess. And then Taylor, being the studious student that she is, like, you're going to be late for class if you stand and do this. So Carter's like, F you, I'm gonna take all this stuff off. And of course, Gabe, puppy dog Gabe, oh, I'll help you. I don't need to go to class. I need to help you. Sorry, that's my puppy dog Gabe voice.
It's great.
Thanks. That's what he sounds like, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And of course he helps her. They take down the whole floor, and luckily Ophi's there to be like, it's all over the school. And I didn't realize the school was multiple levels.
Oh yeah.
But apparently it is. So taking it down on one floor is a waste of your time. And then Gabe, after helping remove the art, quote unquote,
Yes.
he gets a kiss.
Oh, and guess what?
Yeah,
that
what's
makes
our
our
tally?
kiss tally go up. So now it's Max with 1 kiss, Crash with 1 kiss, and Gabe in the lead with 2 kisses.
Ooh.
So that's an average of 1 kiss per episode.
Yeah.
Carter's a busy girl.
Yeah, I
Getting busy.
cannot wait to see who she kisses next. I definitely didn't expect it to be Gabe again.
I want some chick kisses. I know Carter would dabble with the
doesn't?
other team.
Who doesn't want chick kisses? What a silly statement.
My title is Captain Obvious. I know. I don't know if you already know that. Yeah, I bet Carter's gonna jump over to the other team for an episode.
Oh, of course. I mean, she's got to do something to bother Elizabeth. So I love that as Gabe, after the kiss, Gabe and Carter enter the school, or the floor that Bird is on, and that floor is also plastered with the photo. And yet, when Carter goes off to talk to Bird about it, and by talk I mean not really, Ophi and Gabe have this discussion that's, one, so out of place because they're in front of Carter and Bird, and two, like the stupidest conversation where Ophi's like, oh, you know, that was a kiss, and like she's not high, so you're out of the friend zone. And Gabe's like, no, it wasn't a kiss. It was a kiss, but it wasn't like a kiss. What a stupid discussion.
But I feel like I was never a teenage boy. I feel like that might be accurate. If you're a teenage boy
please
watching,
let us know.
Please tell us what it's like when you're like 16 talking with your dude friends about kissing, but like not really kissing girls.
No, that's a really good point, is that neither of us were teenage boys.
Yeah, because I feel like that was really awkward and weird. But teenagers are really awkward and weird.
So maybe that was
in a great way. If you're a teenager, we love you.
Yeah, eventually you'll be an adult.
Yeah, it gets better. Life just keeps getting more awesome and less awkward.
Yeah. Wow.
How did this turn into a PSA about being a teenager?
It's MTV. I feel like every episode is going to be a PSA.
MTV thrives on awkward teens.
Yeah.
They have a show called Awkward.
Yeah. So they have that awkward conversation. And at that time, Bird and Carter start fighting. And Carter's still trying to pull the artwork down. And Bird is all upset. And for whatever reason, the art teacher shows up and is like, no, you two will deal with this. And boys, you go home. Because that's how school works.
Yeah.
Sure. And this is the part that like really angered me in this episode. So Carter is like, ugh, it took me 6 hours to take down the art. And Bird is all, what are you bitching about? Oh, I said the B word. Whatever. What are you bitching about? Like, it took me all night to put it up. And then Bird says, she says to her, yeah, I would be mad about it too. And then Carter switches sides also, like, yeah, when you stop thinking about it as my face, it's pretty cool. And yet, no one has asked, what does this mean?
And also, like, why would Bird suddenly just be like, okay, I don't care about my art anymore, and I'm going to take a completely different stance for no reason at all.
This scene, I was so angry.
We were yelling at the TV. It's like, ooh, we can't handle this. I'm grabbing my shoulders if you're listening.
What is wrong with both of you? That's what my dad said.
Bird pissed us off this whole episode.
Yeah, no, this whole episode. From here, it just got worse. But we'll get to that. I want to talk about Max.
Yeah.
Who is still living with them.
I love him.
And doing laundry. Mm-hmm. And when he pulled out that shirt covered in whatever, what did you think it was covered in?
Yeah, my mind went
somewhere gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, I know it's not that, because I couldn't imagine how that happened.
Right. Right.
Like, my first thought was, no, it can't be that, because how would that have happened? Like, logically, how did that happen?
With male anatomy.
I just don't get
Yeah.
it. And then I was like, so what is it? And then Max tells Elizabeth that he had candy in his pocket, so it's chocolate everywhere. Which I thought he had gotten
Didn't
chocolate.
the shirt look pink?
Yeah, the shirt was pink.
Oh, look, I thought it was like it had whatever was in there turned everything pink.
Oh, no. He was taking stuff out.
Right,
It
I
was a
saw
pink
the
shirt.
stain in
Yeah.
it. Okay, my mind went even grosser than your mind.
Did your mind go to women?
Yes.
Stuff? Okay, that's really gross.
I know. Oh, I just got even weirder. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
I'm real glad that I didn't think of that.
Oh my gosh. I know. It was gross. It was a gross thought. I'm sorry.
So, anyway, Max tells Elizabeth that he really appreciates everything and that, she should stop worrying about Carter because Carter has friends and family. And I love that Elizabeth is like, does she know that? And he's like, not yet. That was a great, great moment between the two of them. And Max tells Elizabeth that he's going to move out, that it's time. And all of us at home are going, he's still living there?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Aren't his parents worried?
Apparently not, because Max comes back. But we'll get there. When he's leaving, he has his not goodbyes with Grant, and he tells him that, he's like a brother. And that interaction with Taylor was so adorable, where he tells her that she's not like a sister, but if she thinks of him as a brother, then good will stop there. So awkward and cute. What did you think?
I love them together.
They're
so cute. They both give each other the puppy dog eyes. And...
Mm-hmm. They're both so awkward, uncomfortable around each other. It's cute.
I hate Bird's nickname for Max, though.
J-May.
Which, by the way, I would never realize that stands for John Mayer. Maybe I'm dating myself and I'm an adult that can't figure out abbreviations as fast. But I feel like that's a little too far.
I would never call him
J-May.
I don't believe that any youth do. I think MTV is trying to come up with
too
something.
hard.
Yeah. And I would love it if someone could let us know in the comments on YouTube.
Do people call him that?
Yeah, is that really a thing? Because it's dumb.
Because you're only eliminating one syllable.
Mm-hmm.
John Mayer, J-May. Guys, come on.
Yeah. And I thought she was saying something weird. I was like, J-May. His name is Jamie? Who's Jamie?
Yeah, who's J-May? What are we talking about?
So before we move on, let's take a moment to talk about iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to thank the people for rating and review, because we clearly love this show. I mean, as much as we are hating on the people in the episode, we do love this show.
Yeah.
So we are here doing this out of the goodness of our heart because we want to, and we want to talk about the show, and we do it for you guys. And what you can do is go onto iTunes and rate and review the show. So if you like the show, give us 5 stars. If you don't like the show, feel free to give us 4 stars. We'll take it. And leave us a comment. Let us know what we're doing well and what we're doing poorly. And comment on YouTube. I loved last week. There were just full of comments on YouTube about the show, and it was great. And someone on iTunes getting a shout out for commenting. We got a review. The review from Reen 426. It says, love the show. Great new show. Thanks for podcasting about it. Thank you, Reen.
No, Reen. Thank you.
Thank you. We are really appreciative, and we will keep giving shout outs to those who review us and rate us and talk to us on iTunes. I definitely responded to people on iTunes, and I appreciated the theories. And let's get back to the show.
Yeah.
So Max comes back because Taylor asked him to. He's like, you said I should come back, so I came back. So cute.
Very cute.
But he comes back during a dinner party. Let's talk about this dinner party. We go to Bird's house. We see that there's no one there. And we've talked about how Bird is the poor little rich girl. She's got her art studio that she doesn't do anything in. She just parties there.
Right.
So we see her house. There's no food. There are no parents. There's just money. which surprised me that they left the money. Anyway, so Taylor comes to have dinner Bird comes to have dinner with the family. And I feel like they're just adopting all of these kids. You know? Like,
yeah,
all these kids are just, it's all of a sudden this house that we can assume up until this point has had no youth in it aside from Taylor and Grant themselves. Like, no friends because Taylor doesn't have any. And, I mean, I guess Gabe is a friend, but he's also Elizabeth's partner's son. And so all of a sudden this house has gone from really lonely to full of life.
Yeah, it's like a little orphanage.
Yeah. And
none of these kids' parents care about where their children are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bird's parents, we learned, aren't even there.
Right.
So she decides that they're going to have a dinner party at the house. For some reason, Bird decides, I want to have a dinner party at your house. You cook, because you have a slave.
She's so demanding.
Yeah.
She just, like, does things in situations that she shouldn't normally have control of.
Yeah. I mean, after the dinner party where she invited everybody, she then decides we're having a slumber party. And I'm going to make a fort using your mom's sheets.
Hey, I'm at your house. I'm going to mess everything up, and I'm going to run this joint. Cool? Cool.
That was it.
That was me being Bird.
That's what happened in the episode. It was good.
It was a whole episode.
It basically was. And I love that Elizabeth comes home. And we were talking about this. Taylor tells Carter that Elizabeth is going to be furious. And Elizabeth comes home, and we'll talk about why we think she was happy or in a good mood. But she looks at the fort that's being made, and she's okay with it. Because up until this point, Carter has been the rebel child, and all of a sudden, her friends came over for a slumber party, and they're making a fort out of sheets. Like, that is what children do.
Better than drugs and sex.
Yeah. Better than getting so high that you have a seizure and get taken to the hospital.
Right.
Better than getting arrested. Oh.
Carter's finally acting like a
normal kid.
Appropriate child in Elizabeth's eyes.
And I think Taylor is a good influence on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now Carter just needs to start cooking.
Yeah, I was going to say, Carter does not carry her weight, and Taylor does not complain.
No.
Taylor is too obedient.
Yeah, when Grant eats the cheese, and Elizabeth is like, well, now no one can have cheese. And what is
she's
Taylor
like,
said?
It's okay, I can grate some more. No, don't grate some more, Taylor. Make your mom do it.
Yeah,
for once.
No, there are no adults, it seems.
And Elizabeth is home quite a lot for never being able to cook dinner. I'm gonna call Elizabeth and talk to her about her parenting skills.
Which, it's really funny because in the comments on YouTube, people were pointing out that none of the adults in the show act like adults.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe it was meant to be like that.
Well, in this episode, I feel like the next thing I want to talk about is the most adult thing the show has ever done. They talked about financial issues. For like most of the episode, like, let's talk about our finances. Here are a list of bills that you will have once you're an adult. You will have to pay the mortgage and car payments and water bills. Oh my God. It was really terrible. I was stressing out. I was like, oh God, I have bills. I shouldn't be watching TV right now. I have bills
MTV, please stop reminding me.
Yeah, stop. You got to distract me from my life. So, David, the most childish adult on the show, decides, hey, the girls aren't getting along. You know what would help? A car. I'm going to give them a car to share because then they'll get along.
His approach to being super secretive with Elizabeth, did he really think that was going to please her?
Which? The car?
Just like being like, he just keeps saying soon, trust me, soon. It's like, okay, obviously that's not working. Mm-hmm. Maybe open up to her or make something up to make her relax.
Yeah. She's stressing out, man. Telling her nothing is not going to help.
Yeah.
So he buys a car. I mean, first he brings up the subject, I'm going to give you guys a car. And they're like, great. And then he does it. He just buys a car. And Elizabeth shows him they have no money for the car. They barely have money for the bills. So they have this big argument about when the check is coming. When is it coming?
Soon.
Okay. And does that help us now?
No, soon.
When?
Soon.
Okay, but if I need money, when will it be here?
Soon.
Okay, good. So we're all clear that the money is coming
soon.
So of course Elizabeth calls her mom, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And they have an adorable little lunch with the grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Taylor tells Carter, if you want to make grandma happy, call her Gammy. And she does it. And it was like magic.
That's basically how they got the car.
Yeah, I don't know why Elizabeth didn't think of it. Like, hey, we need her money. Why don't you call her Gammy?
Hey, my mom seems like she's sitting on a pile of cash at a country club.
Yeah.
Maybe I should hit her up for some money.
Yeah, Gammy seems to, one, hate everyone. Except for the girls. Nope, except for Carter.
Right.
Hates everyone. I guess she likes her husband. I think she likes Pop Pop.
Yeah, I think they're both like on different planes though.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
They're not really like in sync at all.
Well, he's a kept husband. Like she clearly, it's all her, clearly. Yeah. I want to know what she does or did. I want to know where the money is. That's where it came from. Do you know where? Do you know when Gammy will give us money?
Soon.
Okay, good. Soon. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we knew when Gammy was going to give us money. So we see a little, we get the money from Gammy, not the check that's coming soon. And Gammy, is so happy to give them the money for the new car. Elizabeth and David have another fight about money. Hey, adults, finally. And Elizabeth goes off to work. She's got paperwork to do. And she sees Kyle. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Yeah. And then they start making out.
But then he goes, wait.
Yeah, he goes, no, I can't do this.
I cannot do anything unless you declare you are no longer with David. And she goes, I'm not. And then he's like, okay, proceed.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all right. And that was that scene.
And then suddenly Elizabeth is so happy.
Yeah, she's so happy. She comes in, sees the fort, and is like, whatevs.
More power to her.
Yeah.
Girl got laid. She's in a good mood.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't even have to discover weed.
Yeah.
She discovered something better.
Yeah, way better.
Way better. So when Max left the first time, we see him in a gas station leaving a voicemail for Carter. And then he recognizes someone, and it's Lori.
If I was Lori, I would have ducked down, hid, driven away, ran. Mm-hmm. Basically done the opposite of what she did.
Lori, you're in a gas station.
There's cameras.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
What were you thinking? And she explains that she's risking everything for Carter because she's got 2-week plan. And did you know how hard it is to get a fake ID? We live in post 9/11 America. Do you know how hard it is to get proper paperwork? Fake proper paperwork, I mean, obviously.
I was thinking he would have been like, yeah, I'm a teenager. I have a fake ID, and it was really hard to get.
I feel like Max doesn't need a fake ID.
That's true. He's pretty badass as is, and he's like built like a 25-year-old.
With the face of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Did you ever have a fake ID growing up?
Yes.
Wait, is it illegal to admit it?
I don't know. But it wasn't a fake ID. It was someone else's ID.
Right. Me too.
Yeah. Well, because she was short and fat and a brunette, so it worked out.
And everybody in college wanted to be able to go to their 21-year-old friend's birthday parties.
Yeah, that's what we need it for.
I feel like everybody as a teenager has one.
Not everybody. I mean,
I'm definitely not encouraging it.
No. I didn't have it till almost 21. It was kind of pointless at that point. It just so happened that it fell into my lap.
You just had a midlife crisis too soon, and you're like, oh, I didn't do all these things 4 years ago. I better hurry up.
Basically, that's how my life was. Anyone who knows me knows that, that's how my life was. I was Taylor in high school.
Oh, you were?
I was a slave. I cooked dinner.
You were the family slave.
Not at all.
You poor thing.
No.
I was the Carter.
I believe it.
Yeah. I never got arrested, though. I didn't put that much effort into rebelling.
You were smarter than Carter because she gets caught a lot.
Yeah, she does. I got caught a lot, too, but not as much as Carter.
Okay.
She makes me look like a smart teenager.
So just before the episode ends, we're at the slumber party, and Bird and Carter finally discuss the artwork. Well, let's wrap up the convo with Lori. Oh, Lori, sorry, I apologize. We got so distracted with the fake IDs.
I'm good at distracting. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
So Lori says that she's got a plan in 2 weeks, which to me means an episode.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 episodes, but it can't be the whole rest of the season. She has a plan to get Carter and go. And she tells Max, one, don't say anything, because that's what you do when you have a secret plan. Right. You reveal it to a teenage boy.
And then say, shh.
Yeah, it's a secret. And not the brightest teenage boy.
No.
I mean, like, he's
cute, but yeah, he's no genius.
He does know a lot about evolution, which I love. Also, it's pronounced bonobos, not bonobos. I'm just going to throw that
Isn't
out there.
bonobos a brand?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I know what bonobos are.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's hilarious.
Lori is going to re-kidnap Carter, and she says to him, "I hate to think of her suffering." And Max is like, "I wouldn't say she's suffering." And
she just got a car, actually.
Yeah. Lori's like, "That's sweet of you to say." Like,
yeah. What does she think? Her birth parents are gonna be like, "Oh, good, you're back. Get to work with the slave in the kitchen."
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Lori thinks.
Well, I mean, from what we know from the first episode, Lori had said to Elizabeth, like, you never have time for your kids. You don't deserve them. You don't take care of them. So I think that she believes that is still happening. That being said, like, they never beat Carter, you know?
No, and also, like, Lori never seemed like the kind of mom who is, like, a very
attentive.
Well, she was attentive because it seemed like her and Carter were like buds and hung out all the time. But she wasn't like a mom. She wasn't like a parental unit. She was like a bud.
Yeah.
So it's like
there's a real mom taking care of her. Yeah. So now back to the slumber party. Before the slumber party, I apologize.
Forgive you.
Okay, good. So before the family dinner party, air quotes, because there's no one related there. Bird's family dinner party at Carter's house. Carter is being drawn by Bird with a full face. And then Bird goes to the bathroom. Carter, of course, snoops and finds that almost every picture in Bird's sketchbook is this weird guy with like a thing on his face.
The creepiest sketchbook ever. Bird has issues. So she needs maybe her art is her therapist.
Probably. I mean, you and I both had the same thought that Carter would look through it and it would just be photos of Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was something else. So when we're downstairs in the slumber party, they finally talk about things. And Bird says, you know, that painting was the first piece I've done in over a year. And Carter's like, what is with those sketches? And Bird says he was wearing a mask.
Yeah, we get that.
Okay, we saw that.
But who is he? And
what did
why
he
do you
do?
keep drawing him? Why is he wearing a mask?
What do you think he did?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I thought, okay, when I realized that the drawings weren't of all Carter, I thought it was drawings of Lori hidden, like watching Carter. And then I thought, oh, Bird has seen Lori snooping and doesn't know who it is, but keeps seeing someone like trying to hide.
Okay. And then when you found out that it was some guy with a mask.
Yeah, then I was just like, I don't know.
Okay. So I watch a lot of Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I'm going to be honest. My first thought was she got raped by some guy with a mask.
Oh, no.
That's my theory.
That is very Law and Order SVU.
Yeah, I know. I watch a lot of it. And I will bring it up in every after show.
This is MTV. MTV would go there.
Yeah, they would definitely go there.
Yeah.
So that was my theory. We'll get to predictions soon. And then after that, Max and Carter have a really great heart-to-heart. And Max, basically, he takes the conversation he had with Elizabeth, where he's like, she has friends and family, and she doesn't know it yet. And basically goes, hey, Carter, you have friends and family. You realize this, yes? And she agrees. She says, I know I have them. And Elizabeth isn't too bad, is what he says, not her. And I've got you, and I'm glad you're in my life. And then he asks her, what would you do? You know, what are you going to do when you hear from Lori? And Carter goes, who? Oh, man, does she freak out.
Well, and it's weird that she kept apologizing to Max.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would he be offended by that? She was just like, I'm sorry.
I think she felt so guilty.
Right.
Because she's enjoying this family of hers and this life. And I think she goes upstairs, she grabs the photo of her and her mom, and she says, love you more. Not Stockholm, because she didn't know she was kidnapped.
That's true. Actually, you're right.
I believe Stockholm, because they bring it up on SVU, is when you identify with your attacker or your kidnapper. After being kidnapped, you get brainwashed to...
Right.
But because she didn't know. I mean, that woman raised her. That woman was her adopted mother without the actual legal adoption, you know? So I'm wondering how long it's been. Because I don't believe that if it's been a few weeks, which is what it seems like, if that she would have forgotten Lori. I definitely agree that she would have gotten more accustomed and family-ness, happy with them, but I don't think she would have forgotten Lori.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think this might be a good time to go into predictions.
And now,
Spooky.
your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
So on the promo, we see that Crash is back. Ugh, Crash. Carter goes on a ride along with Elizabeth to a crime scene. Lori's in town, and Max tells Carter that. And there may or may not be a kiss and some spin the bottle and some 7 minutes in heaven. So that being in the promo, Kylie, what do you think?
I predict the kiss count gonna go through the roof. I also predict, I think when Carter finds out Max has seen Lori, Carter's gonna get mad at Max for not being told sooner. And for Max not trying to set them up. Like it's gonna backfire on him and not the conversation won't go the way he wanted it to.
Yeah. That's good.
Thank you.
That's great. I think that from the looks of the promo, Crash is gonna encourage Carter to like befriend Elizabeth so that she'll learn whatever secrets she wants to learn about Lori. I think what's gonna happen is Carter's gonna go on the ride along, go to the crime scene, and then become something's gonna happen dramatic that Elizabeth's gonna have to deal with, and Carter and Elizabeth are gonna get closer. That's what I think is gonna happen.
That's a good one.
I think the kiss tally is gonna go way up. Yeah, Carter's definitely gonna do a lot of kisses. Oh, I think next week we're gonna get our girl kiss.
Oh, yep. Spin the bottle, totally.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yep.
It's going to be like a spin, and they're going to be like, that doesn't count because, you know, it's 2 girls. And they're going to be like, yeah, it does. And then they're going to kiss.
Cut to reaction shot of all the boys going.
I really hope the people listening go onto YouTube to see that face because it was worth it.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are my predictions. I think
those are great predictions.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the check might come soon.
The check?
Yeah. The check that's coming soon?
Oh! How
Nah,
did I not
it's
catch on to that?
I don't know.
David, get that money for that car, man.
Soon.
It's going to be soon.
Yeah. Kylie, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
You guys, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Kylie Hodges.
Hodges. What a beautiful last name.
Thank you.
And you can find me online at yael.tv. There you'll find amazing stylings from Siren's Boudoir. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at Yael Tygiel. That's YaelTygiel. And make sure you're checking Yael TV this weekend because I'm going to be at Comic-Con in San Diego talking to your favorite stars. So I think that's it. And we'll see you next week for more Finding Carter.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.